Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and this is game 2 of a best of 3. Now game 1 was pretty spectacular. If you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest you pause this, open a new tab and go and find it because it was swish, there was drops, there was bases being lost, there was an incredible fight back, there were Broodlords, Infestors, Tanks, Marines, Widow Mines, everything you could hope for. The only thing that was missing was a Battlecruiser. If there was a Battlecruiser made, I would have just stopped. It's been like, this series is complete, who cares what happens thereafter. But yeah, up in the top left position, we have got the Blue Terran from Team Acer, MMA, who's currently 1-0 up. His opponent down in the bottom left, the Red Zerg from Team Quantic. It is HyuN. Now, are these two going to be going for another long game? And notice I call it a long game, not a macro game, because while they were busy, they did get to late game, they did get to tier 3 and things like that, I wouldn't really consider that a macro game, because the aggression from MMA was relentless. The drops were just never ending. And then, of course, from here, the Roach Hydra pushes, they were constant. Bases weren't staying up for very long. So it was just a pretty, like, it was kind of like a street punch-up where they were just slugging at each other until one of them fell, and unfortunately that was HyuN. But HyuN, this game, is yet again going to be going for that hatchery first. Very nice there. Good opening. Everything fine with that. MMA, though, he's like, well, I beat you with my Reaper, so I'm going to beat you, or try and beat you, with my command center first. This is something HyuN needs to identify quickly. Interesting spawning positions as well. This would make drops incredibly potent for MMA because he can build, well, he can load up the drops down here-ish and then just fly straight in. Something that HyuN does need to be a little bit careful about. The only worse positions than that is if MMA was here, because then of course you can land on this cliffy area, which obviously is quite a long way away from your natural, and it can make it quite awkward to come in there and defend it. But yeah, CC first, into racks. Meanwhile for HyuN, ooh, okay, a relatively quick gas geyser. This is a very quick gas geyser. What is he going to be planning with this? Could it be HyuN and his very, very regular, very early aggressive play? Probably. Could it be some kind of speed play, bailing bust, roach push? All possible things that could be coming out. It could also just be to be safe. And he'll get up to speed and then just carry on as normal. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this could definitely be aggressive HyuN coming out, wanting to end this game in the early stages. MMA isn't in the greatest position to defend against that sort of thing. He went CC into racks, then the gas. So not even going for the 2 racks or anything like that. He's just like, I'm fine. I'll get down my bunker. What's the worst that could happen? Well, speed could get started. 1 drone, still in gas. 2 zerglings on the way out, so nothing crazy as of yet. But I'm keeping a very firm eye on that production tab because HyuN at any moment could start getting pretty aggressive. Lava aren't banked up yet because obviously he needs the queens out, but he could certainly start putting on a bit of pain if he wants to in the near future. This Overlord coming in, just trying to get some scouting information. Going to be like, okay, what's coming down? We'll see the factory. We'll know by the timings that this was a command center first if he does come over and scout that. So that's always a good thing to note. Meanwhile, bunker is down. Marine slowly filling that up. Zergling on its way back as HyuN sees, okay, I know where my opponent is. That's good news. Knows the bunker's there. Knows, well, he has a good idea of what the opening's going to be. Drone-wise, still only the one sitting here in the gas geyser, so not going to be committing massively up into teching in. Speed is a few short seconds away from completion though, so that's something that is going to critically change this game. We do have the reactor coming down here, ready for the switch to go down, and ooh, MMA, you're being so greedy here. Notice as well, no scouting. He has no clue what HyuN's doing. Absolutely none. He just went CC first into racks, gas, factory, and then a 3rd CC. Very, very early for 3rd CC. And this could get punished incredibly easily by HyuN if he so wanted to. And that is why we're seeing the supply depot wall-off come down. 3rd base is on its way down for HyuN, but he's going to have to, he needs to identify this. Basically, very quickly needs to know that there's a 3rd CC on its way, because if he doesn't, he will not be able to punish it. And if he can't punish it, he's got to try and take a ridiculously fast 4th, which, let's face it, no Zerg player really wants to do that, because which 4th do you take here? Well, on the one hand, you can come all the way down and try and take this one, but then after game number 1, with how drop-heavy MMA was playing, that's going to be a bit dodgy, because 1 dead space drops can come in and then go into the main. Or you can take this one. which really isn't advised because then you're right next door to your opponent and you do not want to be moving in there. You don't want a neighbor like MMA if you're HyuN here. So yeah, that's simple. Roach 1 is now done. Third base is coming out. Ooh, 10 roaches on their way. Big commitment. Notice HyuN still has no clue about this third. He just knows that it was an early play. 10 roaches plus a baneling nest. This is going to be a 3-base roach baneling bust. Ooh, big push coming in by HyuN. And does MMA have any clue about it? Yeah, well, the answer is no. He hasn't even come up here. He knows nothing. Zero. Zilch. He has no clue what is going to be coming at him, and therefore cannot prepare. He's still only got this one bunker, which doesn't even have anything in it. The medevac coming back out. Double engineering bay. This is such a macro opening from MMA. He's just like, you know what? I'm going to get all of the tech, all of the bases, and then go for some Hellion harassment, because what is the worst that could happen? Well, the worst that could happen is this. Speedlings, roaches, more speedlings, lots of speedlings, lots of roaches all coming across the banelings. Where are they morphing? Here they are. MMA is still just like, oh, I've got a medevac. He's never going to see this coming. Coming in with the Hellions, but of course the Zerglings there already, the Queen there already, and this massive push still sitting here, ready to go in, and yeah, this is going to be pretty fun. As he goes, of course, Nathanius was in here, so was X-Breaker, so that is all pretty fun, but now in he comes, the Banelings are breaching the wall, oh, so many SCVs are getting down to critical health, of course it takes 2 Banelings to kill this, but this is where the damage starts coming in huge. Loads of damage being done here, and this is probably game ending, and there we go, GG coming down from MMA. He knows he can't stop that, and HyuN takes a quick game number 2, taking us to the ace game. I'll see you there in a second. Before you go, like the video, leave a cool comment and subscribe, and I will see you at game number 3 in just a second.